Hello and welcome to the stock market analysis. Let's continue to take a look at the S&P 500. This is the daily chart, and by the looks of it, things are not doing that well actually. Alright, yesterday when in my analysis I pointed out to you that there are two trend lines here. If you really want the stock market to move up, it needs to go back above the 50 MA and this downtrend line. Alright, but it seems that this S&P 500 is challenging this uptrend line. You can see it in the 2-hour chart. Now sometimes you can draw a uptrend line, and if the S&P 500 drops below this uptrend line, it can be very damaging, especially when you consider the fact that this might be a bearish flag. Okay. Alright, you can see it moving up and then kind of want to go down below this uptrend line. So you have to be very careful. You can see that this might be a bearish flag and if that happens, we might take this move here and clone it, and yep, it might correct more and reach the 200 MA. So it's something that I do not like to see. I always want to see the stock market go back above the 50 MA. Let's ignore this second red bar. Something is wrong with the charts. So let us take a look at the DIA. Yesterday I pointed out why it moved up here. There is a support area here, long congestion. That's why it's going up when it reaches area, but here is a resistance area as well, and if you can see, the market is finding it difficult. This is the, let me just remove all the drawings. It's finding it hard even to go back above the 20 MA, right? And 20 MA rarely acts as a resistance, but when it does show that the market is not very strong. And here we have demand area, supply area, which if it continues to get challenged, we might see a decline below this support area, and we might see a sell-off down to the 200 MA. So the construction of the Dow, the S&P 500, all these are not very good because you can see that it's below the 50 MA and declining 20 MA. You want to see situation like this where there is a bullish cross, rising 20 MA, rising 50 MA, the market staying above it, but as you can see now it's below the declining 20 MA, below the 50 MA. So this support area is very important, and the very minimum I want to see is for the stock, the DIA, to go back above this downtrend line, this support muscle. If not, you can see further selling down to the 200 MA. So that is the situation. There's a reality. You really need to study the charts and really take the trend is your friend. I'm not joking. You must follow the trend. When the trend is up, it's above the DIA. The DIA is above the rising 20 MA, rising 50 MA. This is where you long all the time by the breakout. When it drops below the 50 MA, well, if you are thinking of long the stocks, you have to be very careful. And one thing that you have to remember that is it a sell in May and go away? There's a very high possibility. If this support doesn't hold, you might see more damage to the 200 MA. Now the QQQs are, let me just remove all the, okay, let me just explain here. Here is a resistance area or supply area, and it seems that QQQ cannot overcome this supply area. One large red bar yesterday. It's still, can you see where it stopped dropping? This is the support area because the apex of a triangle, this is a triangle. Let me just go to the 2-hour chart for you to see. This is a triangle. The apex of a triangle acts as support. Now, if the Qs cannot stay above this support area, cannot stay above this uptrend line, we can have more selling downwards, and it's going to put a lot of pressure into many tech stocks, and we might meet the 200 MA as well. So what is the message that the chart is telling us? Qs are below the 20 MA, below the 50 MA, above the rising 200 MA. This clearly tells us that we are in a long-term strength but short-term weaknesses, and that is something you do not want to buy at the moment. You want to wait for the beginning of a short-term strength in long-term strength before you have full invest into it. That is something that you need to keep in mind. Now let's take a look at the SMH. SMH is doing much better than the rest in the sense that it got oversold, bounced up, but here is a huge areas of supply resistance. You really need to see the SMH break above this downtrend line before you invest heavily in the semi stocks. My criteria of sustainable rise is it must break above a downtrend line. Now it may seem silly and stuff like that, but you can see here, let me just take an example. This is a downtrend line. What happens when it breaks above the downtrend line? A really strong sustainable rise. That is what I'm looking for in the SMH. And don't take one simple line as though it's not working. You look at very complicated indicators. Now, the best tools are simple tools. One line, one moving average. And if you have skills, right, which you will gain by listening to experienced analysts and from your own experience, is that the more simple tools, the better your analysis will be. Is how you use it. Now let's take a look at what do you want to show you? XLF. XLF is also not doing very well. It's finding it very difficult to trade above this 50 MA and 20 MA, and unless it breaks above this downtrend line, we might see it continue to go lower and maybe challenge this support area around here. How about the tax? XLK is also finding it difficult to go above this 20 MA. What you need to do is you can draw an uptrend line here in the short term. Right, actually it has broken below this uptrend line, and if it cannot go above this uptrend line, the 60-minute chart, we can see continuous selling in the tech stocks as well. So here in the daily chart, if you cannot go back above the 20 MA, you can expect more selling down to the 200 MA. Now let's quickly look at gold. What is gold doing? Gold also is not doing very well. It's like curving down here. It's below the 20 MA, and if you look at the support area here, if it cannot hold, we might see more selling downwards to the 50 MA around here. All right, and crude oil also dropping. Yes, it won't be surprising that everything is dropping. This might be a head and shoulders pattern, and if support does not hold, we might see more selling down to here. Now Bitcoin is challenging the support area. Yesterday you can see stocks like MicroStrategy going way down here, and this might be a hint that Bitcoin might not be doing well, and it might break below this support level, and if it does, we might see Bitcoin here. So I hope that this analysis has been helpful to you. The trend is your friend. So I'll see you in the next one.